Hi, I'm Scott Wrighton. I serve as Decatur's city manager, and every week we're here, either me or a member of our staff, providing a little bit of information, some of it very timely, maybe some of it more related to long-term policy, what your city government is doing. You know, the history of Decatur, to the casual observer today, is probably one that is characterized by lots of industry, large-scale manufacturing, and large corporate interests. But most of the bigger employers in Decatur's past and present started as small one or two person startups. That is why the mayor and city council remain keenly interested in helping to nurture and assist small businesses, to help small entrepreneurs and innovative startups, because it remains a priority for them, because that's where some of the major employers come from, and it's certainly where a lot of the innovation comes from. During the pandemic, the city was especially focused on getting assistance from state and federal government that we received into small businesses as quickly as possible, and we handed out hundreds of thousands of dollars in grants and other types of assistance. The Community Development Department's efforts to rebuild whole sections of the urban core have always acknowledged that helping neighborhood-based small businesses is a key component of bringing distressed neighborhoods back. And as we think today about what sort of companies are we going to engage with for rehab, and which sorts of companies we might even try to draw up from the beginning of their business to help us with rehab, we're also interested in those community-based sorts of companies, because it's innovative startups like that that oftentimes can be major keystones of the city moving forward. The Community Investment Corporation of Decatur, also called CICD, hosts two small business low-interest loan programs. They have a small business counseling service, and they interface with SCORE and with regional small business development centers to help small businesses get going. We also coordinate with the local Economic Development Corporation and the state of Illinois to bring small business assistance to Decatur. But helping small businesses just get grants and assistance is not the beginning and the end of small business assistance that the city provides, or of business assistance in general. Sometimes the best thing we can do to help a business is get government out of the way in order to help them to succeed, to drive that local economy, and so that they can be free to hire more Decatur-based workers, maybe to cut tape or to reduce some of the barriers that sometimes are erected over a long period of time that might keep a business from accessing its most important customers. Now, at the same time that I say that, I want to be clear that clean air, clean water, safe streets, code-compliant buildings, and fair business practices are all important to the city, and one of the ways that we use to make sure that those rules, those laws, those standards are complied with is through regular inspections and other steps we take to protect the general public. I make no apology for that. It's one of the reasons why government is here, and why we should, but it's also one of the ways and reasons why we should always be looking to achieve those very important policy objectives in a way that is as business friendly as possible, as well as the most efficient possible. Now, this philosophy is partly in play as the City Council next week looks at changes to a proposed food truck ordinance and ways that we might further make small incentives to help innovative service businesses, especially in the central business district. Now, we've had food trucks in the past in Decatur, but in the central business district, they've had a different sort of regulation, largely been not allowed because of the competition that they create to existing brick and mortar businesses. But the City Council has charted out a middle path that minimizes the effect of that competition, but still allows an opportunity for this particular type of small business to flourish. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that the city appreciates the assistance that you, as citizens of Decatur, provide to be our eyes and ears when we can't be everywhere. We've had some violent crime lately that's been reported in the media, and I want to tell you that your Decatur Police Department is doing a great job in following up on those, and we have a very good rate of clearing those cases. One of the reasons we do is because we, not in all circumstances, but in many circumstances, get the cooperation of citizens, and we appreciate that. And it's in that vein that I want to mention to you that Crime Stoppers is still available. It is completely anonymous. And recently, the governing body of Crime Stoppers has increased the rewards that they provide for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of people that are engaged in violent crime. Now, the assistance that citizens provide to be our eyes and ears isn't just limited to law enforcement. For example, we've been having some difficulty lately with the Norfolk Southern Railroad, and they block some of the crossings for far too long, hours at a time, sometimes for nearly an entire day, in violation of federal rules. But our police can't be there in all those situations, and to document it properly, to file formal complaints with the Federal Railroad Administration requires someone who can take those pictures, time and date them, and send them to us so that we can process those complaints and deal with the Norfolk Southern Railroad, who sometimes takes advantage of our citizens and our driving public by blocking these crossings too long. But once again, we rely on you, on the citizens, to help us out with this kind of information. And I want you to know that we're grateful for it. We serve you, and in this way you can help us serve you better. I look forward to next week when I can bring you another installment of information from the city of Decatur.